Hey family, happy Friday and welcome back to another episode of Nice Watch. I am your co-host, Ernestine Morrison.
And I am Karan, Joseph-Reilly. What up, though?
Listen, we have taken a little hiatus and we are back. We are back. Happy Friday, Karan.
Happy Friday to you, Ernestine.
I got dressed up today because I knew Karan was going to have on his best today since we back. And Karan's looking mighty dapper today.
I don't know. I got to say, I think I was a little underdressed today compared to you. You came in looking really greenlit Thursdays.
For Greenlit ATL, shameless plug. First Thursday of every month right here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Boom. I was in there with it. We're going to work with that commercial better next time. But
what have you been doing?
Working, just like you.
What have you been working on?
Just got finished. We did a play. I did a play the first week I missed. We had to do a play in Detroit when the woman's fed up. It's a national play.
Come on,
next city, we're going to do a Chicago next weekend, April 5th and 6th. If you in Chicago, pull up.
Oh, all of our Chicago listeners, if you are in Chicago, please pull up on the Kid, Karan Joseph-Reilly.
April 6th at the Aria Crown Theater.
Love that.
2 shows on Saturday, 3 p.m. and 8 p.m.
You said I'm going to be on your TV screens and your theater stages all 2024.
You know what I saw? You posted that a couple months ago.
I did.
And you probably manifested it in our, because we so tight and cool. It's probably I'm getting some of your heat. Thank you.
I'm rubbing off on you.
Yeah, I take it. But yeah, like absolutely. I've been wanting to get back on stage for a minute. In my future, my ideal career, like a yearly career would be 4 movies.
Okay.
A series.
Yes. And 2 plays.
A play.
Oh, a play. Okay.
A play. Preferably, even if it was an off-Broadway or a Broadway run, for maybe a 6-week run, maybe.
Okay. So a play.
Then that's a full year.
Yeah. No, that's nice. 4 movies. I would like to do 5 to 6 movies, a series or 2, and a play.
Yeah, I say, well, you doing 5 to 6 movies, you're gonna be doing small parts, or it ain't gonna be
like what we just did, like a 12-day shoot type movie.
Yeah,
you could do that 5-6 times.
You could do that, but you got to remember, you probably gonna be producing them, so it's gonna be a lot more that year than you think. Like that whole movie process for you was 6 to 8 weeks. I was sitting here with you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So let our audience know the difference for you as an actor, film and stage. What's the difference for you? Because they don't know.
Yeah, the difference for me is the focus. For me, the focus on stage, and which gives me my focus on film. Is you have to be so much more focused and locked in.
Yeah.
Like because you have to be there. You have to be present because you don't have a take, you don't have a cut, and you got another partner that's relying on you to keep them up too.
Yeah.
So
and it's all live.
Yeah. So it trains you, unlike any medium in our field, to be ready to do this. And anything all the way down to film. It just teaches you to be in that moment and be in there with that partner.
Yeah.
And just stay in it. And whatever the fuck is happening with everybody else, that happens.
Yeah.
And that's what stage is the difference for me. You see, when I'm doing film or television, I'm more aware of things than I am when I'm doing stage.
Yeah.
Like I'm aware where the camera is.
Because you have to be.
Because I have to be.
Yeah. And I think that's the stuff that people don't see as actors. Like, when you're an actor on the stage, it's like you're in it. You're in every moment. You have to be present. You have to give the audience whatever they came because it's live and there are no takebacks. But when you're on the camera, of course, there's different takes you can do. You can cut, but you also have to be blocking. And blocking is like where you are in the in the scene. You have to watch for the camera. You have to make sure you're not blocking your partner's camera shot. Like, it's all these things you have to think of on top of your acting.
In the middle of a scene. Like,
in the middle of you being
you might be in the scene right now. I come over here slightly and I see a shadow on your face.
Yeah.
And I could be in the middle of some super emotional and I got to be like, oh, let me just jump out of this.
I'll be like, get out of my light, please.
Yeah. And I'm the kind of actor, I appreciate actors who are aware like that because it makes everybody's job easier. Right? And it gives us freedom to be able to play too. It's like, we know what we're doing, so let's just play.
Yep.
And you do enough TV and film. It's just like you do enough stage. You work that muscle enough, it becomes second nature. Yeah. And then you really can play as an actor.
Yeah. And I think even for entrepreneurs who are watching who may not be actors or into the film space, take a theater class, take a live stage class somehow, because it really helps you as an entrepreneur and a speaker, helps you think on your feet.
Yeah.
It helps you forward think. It helps you stay on your toes. It helps you know how to pivot in life. Like, honestly, growing up in the theater just taught me how to pivot.
Yeah.
Taught me how to think on my toes. Taught me how to think quick.
Mm-hmm.
And it's It's helped me as a speaker.
Absolutely. And I think in anybody, like you said, any entrepreneur, anybody in any field, I think jumping outside of your comfort box is always good.
Yeah.
Right? And I do so much TV and film now that stage, I'd be a little nervous.
Do you?
Yeah, just a little bit. Just because
it's a whole different element.
It's a whole new element again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't do it all the time. And then I'm around, like I got this play, When a Woman's Fed Up has been a play that was 20 years old. Like this was a huge play back in the day.
Okay.
And so the producers want to re-energize it and make it modern, bring in younger talent like myself and some other, Mike Sherrill. He's a young actor and musician. And they really try to refresh it, right?
Yeah.
So being around some of the older actors who did the play 20 years ago.
Oh, some of the actors from before are in it?
Yeah, some of the
wow.
like in Chicago, we gonna have Jesus, man. She's a big time. She's big time too. God dog it. Man, I'm gonna just get my phone and shoot.
So you've been working on a play. Now you have another play, and you've been doing film. That's what you've been on this last couple of weeks since we've been gone.
Mm-hmm.
I have been. What have I been doing? I've been producing.
Yep.
The skits, Country Wayne skits. If you guys are watching every night on Facebook and YouTube, Country Wayne's
and
page.
producing movies.
And producing movies. I just got back from St. Thomas.
All other countries. Yeah, look at my little stuff.
It's like, yeah.
I went to Detroit.
Detroit's great.
Yeah, right. They St. Thomas.
Everybody was in St. Thomas. Yeah, I'm producing movies out the country now. So crazy.
Oh, so crazy. Oh my God.
No, but we had a really great time. Me and my partner Cass Seegers.
Shout out to Cass, Writing Ass Cass.
You know I gave her that name.
I know.
Mm-hmm. Brie Renee, B. Simone, Jason Louder, Jeremy Anderson. We were shooting Scheme Queens Part 2. So if you guys don't know, I have a feature film called Scheme Queens. You can watch it right now on Amazon Prime or Tubi. Go ahead and run the streams up. But we just shot the sequel, Scheme Queens Part 2, and we shot it in St. Thomas. It is a Caribbean heist, a bigger budget, better script, great acting. God, I'm so proud of it. And I'm like, oh my God, we did that. We birthed that thing together. So I'm really excited about it. We just got back from shooting that. It's in post now, which means it's going through the editing process and the music will be added.
The fun part.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sound and music will be added. The colorist will play with the coloring and get it all to where it needs to be so we can have a screening and hopefully it gets picked up somewhere. So that's what I've been doing, producing and acting.
I love it. I love to hear it. I love for us to miss doing this if we got to miss doing it for what we love to do.
Yeah, the only time you'll miss us is when we are both on set, and that's what comes with the territory of being an actor, producer. Sometimes you just got to go. But getting into Nice Watch, I'm gonna let you go first because I don't necessarily know if my watch is a nice watch.
Oh God, you and these watches.
I'm gonna let Karan go first.
All right. So I got two. I got a series that's amazing.
Okay.
It's from Guy Ritchie. I don't know if you're familiar.
I like Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, he's dope, right? But he did the movie The Gentleman a couple years ago.
Yes.
Right? They did a series.
Oh.
EJ.
What's the series called? The Gentleman.
The Gentleman.
Where's it at?
It's on Netflix.
Okay, Netflix.
And it is a nice watch. When I say it's a series that Terry got caught up on first.
Okay.
And I had to catch up, but she's like, yo, you need to catch up to The Gentleman. It is off the chain. Like the way they shot it, the cinematography's dope. The storyline is crazy. If you remember the movie, if anybody saw the movie The Gentleman, it was one of those movies that it was a gangster movie.
Yeah.
But it was not the typical gangster movie.
Yeah.
Like it's basically the story of politicians in bed with gangsters selling weed.
Oh, so real life stuff.
It's exactly
real life stuff that happens.
Real life stuff that happens in real life, but they've made it in such a way because the pilot.
It's one season so far.
Yeah, one season so far. And basically the storyline is the Duke that was in bed with the weed dealer died. His son comes from like the army, takes over for his dad, and has to inherit the whole business and the whole like intertwining of the gangster world.
Yeah, that's dope.
So he goes through this whole process, the whole season, trying to get his family out of the business. And the hijinks that ensue. I swear, I was like, dude.
So you binge watched it?
Yeah, man, basically. I mean,
How many episodes did you watch at once?
No, I'm usually one a day. I'm a one a dayer.
Okay.
Like that's my binge and I'll get it done in a week.
Oh, type. See, I will watch 3 to 4 episodes in a day.
See, that's why I say I get it done in a week, meaning some days I might get 2 back to back. Like, like I might hit a Friday and I'm like, you know what? I'm about to just totally
go all in.
I'm about to veg out for like 2. and I'm about to really sit here and focus.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm watching and I'm doing 8 other things and I'm watching.
Yeah.
But like when I really get down to the nitty gritty, I do 2 or 3 and then I'm good.
Okay, so The Gentleman on Netflix.
The Gentleman on Netflix is a nice watch. Storyline killing.
And then it's Guy Ritchie. And
it's Guy Ritchie. And so, you know, it's going to be like,
yeah,
it's going to be sexy. It's going to be dope. The cast is going to be amazing. And the second one was, what was my second one? Dang it. I had my second one. I forgot. Just that quick.
You said you had 2. It was a series.
And it's a movie.
One's a movie.
Yep.
All right, what do you think about yours? Did you watch BMF, the new season?
Yep, I'm caught up. I'm good. Yep.
Shout out to BMF. The new season has come out.
New season has started. Yep.
Yep. It started with a bang.
Yep. So far, so good.
So far, so good. I'm gonna wait until the end of the series to give my review on it because I just want to see the whole story in totality.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, I'll wait till the end of the season. I agree. We should wait till the end of the season on that.
Wait till the end of the season.
So the movie, I got it.
What was it?
It was The Damsel.
Oh, I did see that.
With homegirl from Stranger Things.
I didn't watch it, but I saw it on the
Yeah. So I wanted to see it. Millie,
Netflix.
Millie Brown.
Okay.
Yeah, that's her name. I think this is the first time I've seen her be like in a little mini adult kind of. Like it was a different role for me to see her because usually I saw her as.
So she's not like Kitty.
No, she's grown now. Like she's 20 something. I think she probably buys cigarettes.
20
and all
is
that.
still not like.
I mean, she can buy alcohol. I think she definitely can go to war in some countries, for sure. Like if you're in Canada, she can drink too at 18. So I mean, depending on where you at, depending on how that's working out. But it was one of those fantasy. Weird, sci-fi joints that I like had dragons, so I was.
I like.
You like dragons?
Yeah.
See, dragons. I'm all in with some dragons.
The first movie I feel like I ever watched as an adult that was like in that genre was Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth was the shit.
That is my movie.
Yeah, but see, Pan's Labyrinth was I was waiting on Pan's Labyrinth because I loved The Dark Crystal. Jim Henson's The Dark Crystal. Look that up.
Is that what it's based off of?
Yeah, Jim Henson created, I think, the guy who made the Muppets, but this was like a dark sci-fi version with Muppets and birds, and but it was dope. And I watched The Dark Crystal over and over again as a kid, but then so many like Pan's Labyrinth and all that came out.
I like that.
I love that stuff, man. I still love that kind of stuff.
I actually like to read that type of stuff too.
Yep. So it had a dragon and they had
a dragon and
so they had a dragon and her whole thing was she had got caught up in a family ritual.
Okay.
That they basically had to sacrifice the daughters or something once a year of royal blood or something. Mm-hmm. And they sent her down in this cave to get ate up and get the sacrifice, and she just wasn't having it. And it was a pretty interesting take on it, man. And I think people would enjoy it if they just got some kids and wanted to watch something.
Yeah, and if you're into something different and just escape your world for a second, that's definitely one of those escapism type projects that you watch just to get out of your world and get into some creative land.
Absolutely. And Dragon wasn't too scary, so if you got a small kid, it'll be not a younger than 5.
All right. Those are your nice watches for the week. I'm going to get into my watch
what's
of
yours?
The week. I'm going to be honest. I haven't been watching a whole lot because I've been knee deep in production. But when I came back from St. Thomas from filming, I tapped into Quiet on Set, which is the documentary that exposes the dark side of these child actors who were involved with Nickelodeon and various other major platforms and media outlets as a child, right? And, oh God, how could I? Okay. Quiet on Set. Let me actually just read what IMDb says about it first before I get into my take.
You and these documentaries, I swear.
Quiet on Set, The Dark Side of Kids TV, a docuseries that uncovers the toxic culture behind some of the most iconic children's shows of the late 1990s and early 2000s. I am a millennial. I am 37 years old. So this was my era. Nickelodeon, right. Are You Afraid of the Dark? Yeah. Clarissa Explains It All. Ferguson, like all that is my era. And I wanted to be a child star so bad. And I started as a child. My very first set was Seventh Heaven. So I idolized some of these child actors that are referred to in this documentary. And this documentary or docuseries was so freaking disturbing, Karan, that literally Jay had to turn it off. Jay was like, why are we watching this? The over-sexualization of children, the over-sexualization and innuendos and nuances of certain scenes, like a lot of the scenes where like slime was just on someone's face coming down the side of their cheek, like literally a cum shot joke. Like they really went through some of the imaging that was fed to us as children that we didn't think anything of.
Right.
But really as an adult, when you go back and watch it, you were like, this is some sick-ish.
I never liked the idea of the slime.
I mean, so many of the
jokes felt wrong.
And nuances in the writing were very adult.
Yeah.
It was almost like somebody was getting their fetish off on these kids programming. The docuseries, quite frankly, really chronicles around Dan Schneider, who was the producer of most of these shows. Talks about, what's her name? Amanda Bynes.
Okay.
How Amanda Bynes came onto the scene and pretty much stole everyone's hearts, and Dan took a special interest in her and made sure that she was set up. She had her own show. She spun off from, I think it was All That or whatever show she initially was introduced from. It was All That, and then she spawned off to the Amanda Bynes show. And we see, where Amanda Bynes is now in life, but it really was sad to watch, to see that a lot of these children were over-sexualized. Some of the workers who were attached to these productions were sending naked photos of themselves to children. Hey guys, it's Ernestine Morrison here. And have you ever thought to yourself, I want to be an actor? I want to be a producer. I want to be in movies, or I want to make movies. Well, listen, I have put a very simple 10-step program together for you, the aspiring actor, the aspiring filmmaker, the person who wants to get into the film and TV industry. I run a company called Greenlit ATL. We meet the first Thursday of every month in Atlanta, Georgia, and I put together a 10-step, very practical, tactical way you can start getting auditions and start putting yourself in position to get into the film and television industry in a real way. Go to greenlitatl.com. That's greenlitatl.com and get yourself in position today to get into the TV and film industry. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and make sure that you are in it 2024. Having sleepovers at their house with the children. And the sick part about all of this is the parents, some of the parents were allowing this behavior.
We're complicit.
We're complicit. You have to be, because why is my child going to sleep over any grown person's house? Why?
Yeah.
Producer or not?
No, it doesn't matter. You're effectively selling your kid. You're selling your soul. That's what exactly
you're
what that
selling
is.
Your child soul.
You
really.
know exactly that ain't right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was the whole situation with the R. Kelly stuff. Like, a lot of those girls' fathers was on TV talking about, I can't get my daughter out of there. I'm like, what?
Well, you let your daughter go.
What are we talking about? You on TV telling this to people?
Yeah, no, it's wild.
What are you doing? That you know where your daughter is?
Yeah, it's wild. There's a scene that they showed in the docuseries where Dan Schneider is in the jacuzzi with Amanda Bynes. So, mind you, Dan Schneider is a full-grown man. Amanda is a child. She's in a bathing suit, sipping like a little fake mocktail, and he's in the jacuzzi with her, fully dressed, but he was in the jacuzzi. Now, listen to this. Fully dressed or not, I don't understand why every adult on that set allowed that scene to happen. There is no way on earth that a grown man should be in a scene with a child in a jacuzzi.
Exactly.
So not only are I blame the parents, I blame everybody who was involved in that production.
Yeah.
Who didn't speak up and didn't say, hey guys, this is wrong.
Right.
Why are we doing cum shot jokes? Why is there a grown man in a jacuzzi with a child? Like, I was so disgusted watching it, or I couldn't turn it off because it was almost like, this can't be real. Like,
it's because it's always one motive that drives every crime, EJ. And we
crazy.
all have it in us.
Yeah.
The love of that money.
And fame.
Yeah, people do anything for that money.
Yeah.
And that whatever.
It's really fame, though. Fame is a drug. Fame is the real drug. The money is a drug too, but that fame, I've noticed when people get a little piece of that fame, they will do anything to keep it.
It's the weirdest phenomenon in the history to me.
No, seriously.
I guess for me, it's funny. I guess I'm a little differently adjusted because of my history of my life. Like I've already been super successful at something. So I'm not overly amazed by what's happening in my life now. So so things that happen won't put me outside of myself. Like, it's nothing. I've always my mind.
We're part of a small percentage.
Yeah,
of people.
You're right. I just never understood how people let that attention change what they.
Well, you wouldn't, because you always got it.
Yeah.
See, those of us who always got attention. I was talking to my girlfriend earlier today about this, because she was telling me that before she entered this space of being on TV, like, she only had 1,000 followers or something. She's like, 2 years ago, I had 1,000 followers on Instagram. I was like, 1,000 followers? I ain't never had 1,000. I've always had a substantial following.
Yeah.
On social media and before social media, like, you're the top track, one of the top track girls in your city. Your name is always in headlines, and your team is winning championships. So we're used to this. That attention is normal. But when you meet a person who's never had it, and then they finally get it, and you see like, oh wow, this attention thing is a drug. But we don't know that because we've always had it. Right. But I'm watching this Quiet on Set docuseries, and if you are a fan of all that, if you are a fan of some of these Nickelodeon shows, then it's just so much I can say about this docuseries. It just really chronicles the dirty, ugly, over-sexualized, naughty behavior that goes on behind some of these children's shows and these child stars who, and I always wonder, like, we grow up and we see these child stars who we all loved as a child, and we see them as an adult and they're all screwed up. They're either on drugs, they're on alcohol, they're trying to stay away from the cameras and the limelight. It's because it was bad things happening to them on set when they were a child. And parents were letting it happen. PAs were letting it happen. Producers were letting it happen. People on set were letting it happen. And then you wake up and these children are now 30, 40, and they're screwed up in the head because they had to go through so much turmoil. So this Quiet on Set docuseries chronicles that. And it really focuses heavily on Dan Snyder, who was responsible for Amanda Bynes' career, all that. It's another show. And then come to find out, I guess he was involved. I don't know if he went to jail or he was accused of something. And then he when he stopped working with Nickelodeon, Disney then hired him after the accusations. And I'm like, what are we talking about here?
Well, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole with you today. Just, just because we both got places to go and things to be. So, you just open up Pandora's box there because so much. And
again, this is all alleged. Let me say that for legal purposes.
Legal purposes.
This is all alleged.
That's why I said we ain't going down no rabbit. Okay, there's enough rabbit holes.
This is all alleged. So if you are a fan of 90s and 2000s or Nickelodeon, go check this docuseries out. Yeah. I can't call it a nice watch, but it surely is an interesting watch, to say the least.
Yeah. We probably should have led with yours and ended on mine. But
on a lighter note, go watch my movie Scheme Queens Part 1 before Part 2 comes out so y'all can get acclimated. And shout out to our familia, Mr. David Shands, owner of the Social Proof Podcast Network, for being an executive producer in Scheme Queens Part 2. So that's even more reason for y'all to go see Part 1 to gear up for Part 2, because David Shands is in bed with us now on Part 2, and he's making movies now. So I pulled him into the movie world.
Yeah, and in bids now, it's an industry thing, not a real life thing. Just so people ain't out there taking things literal. This is the internet, so to say, so people can take words and.
Wait, what did I say?
We're in bed together now.
Oh, yes. Well, we're in business bed. Well, we've always been in business bed, yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dave's wife, Dre, my girl, my sister.
Well, we're
not in bed with that man.
We looking at everybody, all these empires falling. Just got to make sure nothing's on camera.
Sure, empires are crumbling
come back and get
in
your
front
boy.
of our eyes.
I ain't got time for no comeback from the Nice Watch podcast. We overstepped and said something, This is out of control industry now.
This is an out of control industry. Listen. Watch the podcast, but if you don't want to get in this industry, I suggest you don't, because there's some deep stuff that happens on this side of the world.
Man, Puffy, what is going on?
It is wild.
It's a lot.
The headlines keep just coming in. I'm like, ooh.
Well, I knew the Cassie situation was a snowball that was going downhill.
Listen, babe, I don't know anything about that.
I don't know anything about any of it, but I just knew when that whole situation happened. I don't know anything but what happened, what's been told. All I know is
people say a lot of stuff.
Somebody came out and said something in less than 48 hours. It was a $30 million check delivered for not to say nothing.
I want all the facts to come out. To come out.
If that ain't a smoking gun.
Yeah, they came out swinging.
Well, you guys,
prayers to everybody involved.
And hide all the tapes.
Prayers to everybody involved. I don't know what's happening. One report says this report. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. And God bless everybody who's involved, who's been affected in a negative way. We'll keep an eye on it. That's all I got to say about that.
So I'm talking about EJ is keeping our journalistic integrity intact.
I'm gonna keep it in integrity.
That's why my ass ain't gonna talk no more.
All right, guys. Well, we'll be back next Friday. Hopefully, if one of us don't book nothing big and we be out of here. But make sure you're following Karan Joseph-Reilly on all social media platforms, and you're following me, Mrs. Ernestine Morrison, on all social media platforms. Make sure you are tuned into the Country Wayne skits nightly. Karan has his own skits that drop. When do they drop? Daily, or when does y'all's drop?
Every Tuesday.
Every Tuesday. So yeah, make sure you're tapped in with us. We're always doing a bunch of amazing things, and make sure you are subscribed to us on all platforms, and we will see you
when we see you
next Friday.
Next Friday.
So we think.
Nice watch, y'all. Love y'all.
Bye.